Hi, my name is Msindazwe Ndlovu. I represent the Noble Savage, a company that recycles waste plastic and glass to manufacture eco-friendly building materials, which are lighter, stronger, durable, and affordable. Right. The products that we've been able to make are roof tiles, kitchen countertops, pavers, fencing poles, as you can see, and we have gone a step further and we've prototyped a solar roof tile to help address certain challenges that we are currently faced with in Africa and in Zimbabwe. And these challenges are affordable housing. As in Zimbabwe, we've got a housing backlog of 2.3 million. Right? The other challenge is deforestation. We're currently cutting down over 20,000 trees every day just on fencing alone, and 160,000 trees total every day that are being chopped down. We're trying to solve those problems. And we also have reduced access to energy, where we've got over half the population that doesn't have access to energy. Hence, that's why we've prototyped this solar roof tile. We make products for the environmentally conscious individuals who seek for something aesthetically beautiful, affordable, and durable. Right? That is our promise that we give to our clients as we do these products. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, aspire beyond generations. Thank you.
Shalom, greetings, family. I'm excited to be with Brother Msindazwe here. He is a man that is doing exploits in the community. I mean, I have not much to say about him, but I will in a bit read his interesting profile. And as we move on with the interview with him, you will get to know him and, of course, be interested to work with him. And we are excited to see people in the communities that are doing exploits such like this, because God is so beyond human imagination. There is something great that He has always bestowed in His people, and we are excited to have such like this to see and support their work going further, because there is always something unique in people. We are here as the Shalom men to find out what greatness is that in the people of God, and we help them do exploits to the world. All right, without wasting much of the time, I will just read through his interesting profile. Msindazwe Ndlovu was born and raised in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. At 17, was elected to be a Bulawayo Junior City Council. At 19, he served as a missionary in the South Africa Durban mission, where he had held a lot of different responsibilities, from trainer to district leader and zone leader. He was described as a very solid missionary in his service. He has continued to serve the Lord. He's served as elders, quorum president, Sunday school secretary, and stake high council. He believes in education and continuously learning. He undertook his studies in accounting and marketing with UNISA and LCCI. He has managed to do various trainings and skill development for business and entrepreneurship. Msindazwe has started his first step in entrepreneurship when he got a loan from his brother for $250. He started a food delivery business from his mother's kitchen. Then he immigrated to Botswana and started with one truck and $1,000, and in 6 years converted it into 2 buses and 4 trucks, plus a fast food business which were known as Vermilion and Cravings mobile food kitchens. In 2018, he dreamed and he received a detailed formulas and measurements for his new business, and he founded the Noble Savage, which he's managed to build from a backyard business to a factory site in 3 years. His personal mottos are: live your life like it's your last day, and work hard like you will live for 100 years. Wow. His favorite is baby steps. Msindazwe Ndlovu, innovator, managing director, education, academic background, marketing, LCCI, current studies, audit, UNISA, and applied technology and software development. 8 years experience in operations management, transport and logistics, and fast food businesses. Achievements. At 17, he was elected a junior city councillor for Bulawayo City Council. In 2018, was elected in Africa's top entrepreneurs for the 2018 Tony Elumelu Foundation. Wow, this is interesting. ILO Green Enterprises, most innovative green businesses, business runners up 2019. Value Creation Challenge, Zimbabwe 2022. EY Africa Innovators Challenge 2022 to top 5 green impact Eagle Nest 2023. Most improved youth business 2023. Top innovator influencer awards 2023. This is wonderful profile, brother, and I'm so excited to be with you more so with this wonderful profile. Thank you so much for this, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So before we dive into our jinx of the matter here, how have you found yourself achieving all this, man?
Well, you know, there's the saying that I always say, there's a lot of hard work, right? But there's a term I love to say, luck favors the prepared, right? Obviously, a lot I would never say that it's all because of my strength, because it's through the grace of the Lord, right? That's the first and foremost person who's really helped me through this. But I've also made sure that I prepare myself that when those opportunities do come through, I'm ready and not found wanting.
Wow, this is marvelous, man. Yes. So, how are you seeing God in all these activities that you have so far done?
Well, God's hand is what has played the major role in all this, right? You know, if I'm to tell you, there's a scripture which says, if you seek for whatever it is that you seek for, right? This is me paraphrasing and likening it to my understanding, right? So I'm not quoting word for word.
Yes.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added unto you, right? Go out and you work your very best, but always make sure that you do what the Lord requires of you, and the Lord will bless you.
Wow. That's marvelous, man. So far, with the work that you have done and the achievement that you have gained in the society going further, what message can you give to the young people?
Okay, so the first and foremost, the greatest message to the young people. If I could talk to my 18 or 22-year-old self, the thing I would always tell them is the time is now to prepare for the future, right? You know, there's a thing where they talk of delayed gratification. I know when you're young, it's about fun. Let me go do the next cool thing, what the cool kids are doing.
Great.
But funny story, I always say, it's look at fashion, right? Classic example is fashion. If you see fashion which used to be hype, right, in the 90s, it looks today.
Yes.
But if you got carried away on that and you didn't do what you needed to do, will that fashion that took you away at that time be relevant today?
No.
Is what you're doing today going to be relevant in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years? Okay. There's a statement that was once said that, sit down, think of yourself 20, 40, 50 years from now. See yourself where you are. Then come back. Is what you're doing today taking you there? That is the greatest message I could share with the young people. Don't worry about getting the results now, but do what you have to do now to achieve it.
Interesting, interesting. So, as we jump to our recycling space with you, I understand you are a genius in this thing, man, and you look simple, but what is in your head is just beyond human imagination. Yeah. So as I take you through about your recycling journey, how do you understand by the word recycling?
Okay, so recycling, I'm not going to speak too much on the textbook definition of recycling, but I'll speak on the way we were raised recycling, right? Sometimes, technology has improved and standard of living have moved up so much that we have somewhat forgotten a lot of things. Now, when we were growing up, right, you knew that Ubaba would buy car tires, right? And for me at the time, in the early 90s, my dad had a Peugeot 544, right, and the Renault 12. Those were nice cars for the time, size 14. When the tires would run its course, we would take those tires and they'll be taken to a car, right? They'll be put on the ngola, right? They run their course, right? After years, while they are on the Scotch card and they've run their course, they're taken, they're made into three things: feeding troughs for the animals, amanyatela, shoes, and twine is pulled out so that people can sew their shoes. And after it runs its course, and someone sees hard, they would burn. As they would burn it, they would then what? To tap on that honey. For us, or for me, recycling is improving or extending the lifespan of whatever it is that you have in your life. That, for me, that is recycling.
Wow, wow, that's marvelous. At times, if you define a word by a textbook, it might be a dilemma to many. But once you put it into simplicity, people can easily follow up at times. Yeah. So in your recycling work, what really do you normally recycle and yeah?
So, what we do in our recycling journey, right? We've got what we call our materials recovery facility, first and foremost. What that basically means is we recover waste to make it into useful products. But the first part is the recovery. So the recovery, what we do, we buy your PET bottles, your Pepsi bottles or your Coca-Cola bottles, the plastic ones, we buy those, clear. We buy your high-density polymer bottles, which are your Jig bottles, your Domestos bottles. We buy your PP, which is your old buckets and your old chairs. We buy your waste glass, which are from your window pans, your beer bottles, and all that, right? We then buy your LD, which are your paper bags. So all these are different waste streams that we buy. Right? And when we buy and collect those ones, we take it and then we process it to make building materials. We also further process the excess with an export to help improve the country's forex reserves. And we're doing our little part at our little corner.
Wow, wow, that's interesting, man. So with this work that you are doing, what are the challenges that we can actually pick to say, because of this is delaying our work to continue?
Okay, so one of the biggest challenges that are there, which even it's a challenge that every entrepreneur and every startup young entrepreneur you are going to face. It's going to be one of your hardest journeys you're going to face is, number one, as you work and you build, people are not willing to commit. You're not going to get money free from anywhere. But you have to do the work, then the money is going to start coming through. And believe you me, it's not overnight. You can go for a long time, right? That's one of the biggest challenges. Number two, the second biggest challenge is people are fully understanding what recycling is. It's something that we've forgotten. People, when they see people picking waste, they're just like, he's borderless, right? That's what comes into it. But people don't know that them picking up those efforts, it actually allows them to provide for their families. And those challenges are challenges that, from the waste pickers that they face, the discrimination from community, discrimination from council, because if council finds them picking that waste, they take it away from them, right? So those challenges then come and then further affect us because of then the reduced supply, right? And because there's a lot of other different red tape that's there, it makes it even harder that we have to navigate. But we work, we don't give up, we keep at it, we keep trying till we do it better.
Yes, yeah, that's great. So regardless of those challenges, what really kept you going into this farming? I see the things here. I'm still shocked even now, man. That recyclers can actually do these products. What kept you going into this farm?
Okay, one of the most important things, especially it's a thing I always even share with anyone who gets into entrepreneurship. I'm a praying man, right? And one thing that I've learned is when you get your why, remember, that's the biggest question. If you answer your why in whatever you are doing, that is the thing that will keep feeding your fuel when everything else seems to have been lost.
If you get your why.
Yes. Answer that question. Why are you doing what you're doing? Right? If you can answer that, if the why is greater than the pain, it doesn't matter what it is. If your why is greater and you have to walk from here to Calgary Park every day, you will do it. Right?
Yes, I hear you.
That is your biggest motivation. That is your biggest driver. Okay. So that is what has kept me going, that why part.
All right. So this is interesting, man. If your why is bigger than your pay, you can do anything.
Yes.
You can just, when you're asked to jump, you just say how high.
You don't even ask how high.
Hey.
You jump, then you ask how high.
This is interesting, man. So I'm excited of how you're speaking these things about the importance of recycling. So what can you say about the importance of recycling in the community, really?
Okay. So the importance of recycling in the community is key. A lot of people don't feel or see the need to recycle, right? Now, I'll tell you, for example, in my house, where I stay, everything that goes into that bin is things that do not, that are not biodegradable. But everything else that's biodegradable, I put it into a compost pit, right? Because look, I understand that when that waste is separated, it's easier for it to be collected, it's easier for it to be got, right? So that it can be recycled. It doesn't end up at the landfill. I'm sure everyone here has started feeling the effects of climate change, right? If you have not felt it, take a visit to the village. Or actually, if you're in Bulawayo, I think in any part of the city, yeah, and you've seen how many people carry buckets every day. You know, I laugh. You know, in South Africa, they talk of the bucket system. Huh? In Zimbabwe, we've also got our bucket system because we flush with buckets, right? Right? Those are effects of climate change.
Yes,
and all this is because of the amount of CO2 we're putting into the environment. And you might think, no, this is because of trees being chopped or because of emissions being put out there. It starts from if we are not recycling enough. If we are not recycling enough. Because if we recycle, it allows us to reduce the amount of, let me be a bit technical. When you build, you're using cement. Do you know that cement uses it releases a lot of CO2 into the environment? But if you take our roof tile, instead of the cement roof tile or the steel roof tile, it does not have any cement.
And we appreciate you, man, for the wonderful work that you're doing. And you know what? with this work that you're doing, you are not only doing it for yourself, you are inspiring other people in the community, which is a good thing to do going further. So now that you have shared good tidings about the good work that which you are doing, be it someone, regardless of the country which they are from, and they are willing to be recyclers also in their country, in their communities, what encouragement can you give them as an expert? I consider you as an expert in this thing.
Okay. Never, ever, ever give up. Right? Don't give up. Because there's a statement I once heard when I used to stay in Botswana. There's a company that did investment, and they always used to say, with patience comes pula, right? We always think of pula as the money, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously for them, it was an investment company, so they're referring to the Botswana currency. But the greater meaning with that statement was, with patience comes rain, right? What does rain do? The Sotho say, pula nala khotso, which is rain, bamba harvest, peace. The Tswana say, with patience comes pula. Combining the two, never give up. Stay the course. Know where you're going, right? And with that patience, the rain will come, right? Because you've gone, you've worked, you've applied. And when the rain comes, you'll start to reap what you've planted. And that brings peace in your life.
Wow, wow, wow. Uyabonga Sotho man.
Ke yalika hela. Ke bua Sesotho sa Sekgowa. So ntshwarele.
Yes. So I was trying to engage with Sotho man. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Umsotho.
Not Sotho, but you know, it's you to joke. So thank you so much, brother. If you are to give a take-home package for the people watching us, and what message can we give them even as we sign off from this wonderful interview?
3 things, right? Number 1, start with your why. Have your why answered. And when your why is answered, that the answer is greater than the pain, you start to become a force that's unstoppable. Number 2, Zimbabwe, Africa, the world is full of problems, right? And those problems need solutions. Those solutions will bring the money, right? Don't go for the money, go for a solution. And number 3, we have one world, one country, one earth. Let us prolong it as much as possible. Just as the story I gave of the tire. Let us keep it going for as long as possible. Because if we lose it, we've got nowhere else to go. Those are the 3 things that I want to share to everyone.
Thank you so much, brother. So we are signing off. Thank you so much for your precious time. I hope this interview was of good help to you. Let us know how this has helped you in your corner. And if you could begin to do tidings, let us know how this interview got inspiring you. Yes, you might be delighted to know more of our brother Msindazwe. In the description section, we'll drop down his email address. Please reach out for serious business. Let me see you on the next one. I love you so much, and thank you for joining us going further. Let me see you on the next one. Until then, remain shalom-minded. Bye.